What makes Luigi's Mansion 3 the best of the series is because next level games are clearly listening to feedback. The third entry takes all of the ideas and innovations that were introduced in Luigi's Mansion 2, fixes what didn't work, and fully realizes what did. Before jumping in, we just wanted to take a quick second to talk about our 2024 goals as an outlet, and our main goal is getting to 15,000 subscribers. If you're unfamiliar, we're trying to take content creation to a more elevated and positive environment without negativity and toxicity. If you enjoy what we are doing and this sounds like something that you want to be part of, then the most important thing that you can do is to leave a positive or constructive comment. This will help the algorithm, but it will also foster the environment that we're trying to cultivate with other like-minded individuals. Like previous entries, the plot is just a whimsical device to deliver the fun, and this time around, the group has been invited to the Last Resort, a haunted hotel that thrust Luigi back into the ghost-busting life once again. The hotel setting allows for variety that not only keeps the game feeling fresh from start to finish, but encourages exploration, which is a highlight of the series. At this point, Luigi is basically the friendly ghost-busting version of John Wick. I'm thinking he's back. The amount of times that Luigi has left the ghost hunting life behind, only to be pulled back in to help those that he loves, is starting to add up. The Poltergust has come a long way since its introduction as purely a ghost hunting machine that exclusively blowed and sucked. In Luigi's Mansion 2, the strobe and the blacklight were introduced, and not only were these refined in Luigi's Mansion 3, but we were also introduced to even more new features, including the burst and the suction cup. There is something still missing in multiplayer with Luigi's Mansion, but it's not for lack of trying. Although the Scarescraper mode can become a little repetitive, it is a fun little distraction from the main game and does allow for couch co-op in Luigi's Mansion 3 with 2 players on each system and up to 8 players on 4 systems. It would have been really great if this co-op mode had more appeal and was tuned to the correct amount of players. Trying to complete objectives in Scarescraper with just 2 players on the couch is very difficult and very hard to progress. It's clearly tuned and balanced for 4 to 8 players. Luigi's Mansion 3 even introduced a new multiplayer mode called Scream Park, which is a competitive mode that takes place in small arenas. It can feature up to 8 players on the same system, which is great, but it is missing that draw that makes you want to return time and again. While Luigi's Mansion can't seem to find the magic in the multiplayer department, we have been avoiding the best part of the game, which is Gooigi. Shortly into the game, Professor Egad will introduce you to his latest invention, a gel version of Luigi who can get into places that Luigi can, including going through pipes, squeezing into tight places, and walking onto dangerous areas that would otherwise be inaccessible. Gooigi does have extremely low health and can't go near water though, and this takes the environmental puzzles to even greater heights than previous entries because of the new additions to the Poltergust, but largely due to figuring out how Luigi and Gooigi must work together to figure out the solution. While playing in single player is fun and requires you to switch back and forth between the 2 characters, the best way to experience this is with a friend on the couch. The list of issues and criticisms about Luigi's Mansion 3 is about as short as Professor Egad. After Luigi's Mansion 2, there was lots of opportunity to expand the Scarescraper in meaningful ways, and even just balancing the mode for less players would have went a long way. Occasionally, it can also be frustrating trying to control where you're trying to aim the Poltergust, but those are few and far between occurrences and are even sometimes laughable. Finally, on a more preferential level, it would have been nice if they tonally moved towards the first game with a scarier tone instead of the sillier direction that the series has went. It's easy to see why sales have constantly grown with each successive entry in the series. Next Level Games have consistently found new ways to expand and innovate on the 2001 blueprint. You could call Luigi's Mansion 3 the best in the series based solely on the addition of Gooigi, but there is much more to it than just a gelatinous sidekick. The only real drawback here is that the multiplayer modes are still a little incomplete, but when the campaign co-op is this good, it would only be the cherry on top. When you combine all of the new features to the Poltergust, the hotel setting that provides non-stop variety, and Gooigi, Luigi's Mansion 3 is pure joy from beginning to end. Said it years ago, and I still stand by the statement that Luigi's Mansion 3 is one of the top 10 best games on the Nintendo Switch. Until next time, remember to be nice to your fellow gamer, but more importantly, be nice to your fellow human.